This is Dustin Gower. Back again. Today is Friday. The 26th, or Saturday, 26th, not Friday, the other day. Let's talk about the Second Amendment here. So we have a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Now, it doesn't say it gives you the right. It says that it shall not be infringed. That means that nobody can take away that right. Any gun laws that limit your way to get guns, or limit the guns you can have. Like they limit semi-automatic rifles and whatnot. Those are limiting, and they are infringing on your Second Amendment. Not only your Second Amendment, but your human right to defend yourself at any means. Defend yourself and your family. Now, who to defend against, you might ask? Well, in this country, as a tyrannical government, including the people that are supposed to, quote unquote, enforce laws. Blue ISIS. When somebody goes in and knocks down your door, if it wasn't one of them, would you still let them in? Would you do what they say? If there was a guy in just an average guy in a black suit, wouldn't you kick them out? Probably. Nothing said. All police are average people in a uniform. The only way to defend yourself against that, well, the best way is to have the same weapons they have. Unfortunately, they've put so-called laws in place that say you can't get certain semi-automatic rifles, or you have to have a permit. What if you can't afford to get that? But naturally you'd be responsible and good enough to have one. You just can't afford to get that license. So-called license. It doesn't take a license to know how to use a weapon. Or anything like that. There are really people that have that license. have no idea what they're doing. Let's take a look at one of the instances where these power-hungry guys decide to, or might have acted. I don't know why they went in, but they went to an innocent home.
A lawsuit has been filed against officers from the Bexar County Sheriff's Office, the Department of Public Safety, and the Drug Enforcement Administration.
This after a Leon Valley family says the agents broke down their door, did unnecessary damage to their home, and violated their civil rights.
The alleged raid happened back on November 15th at a home in the 5300 block of Brisa Estates. As Max Massey tells us, a BCSO report referred to the home as a stash house, but they never found drugs there.
How could this happen to my family?
During a press conference today, Lucille Basco described the terrifying moments local and state officers pointed guns at her, handcuffed her, and then broke down her front door.
I followed the laws. I did everything what is right, and still this happens to me. This happens to my family. It is shocking that there are no consequences for the police.
This lawsuit the Bascos are filing cites 5 counts of these officers violating their civil rights, starting even before officers entered the house.
The civil rights violation is being pulled over. It's a violation of the Fourth Amendment. You're not allowed to be pulled over unless there's either reasonable suspicion or probable cause that you did something wrong.
And it was here at this seemingly quiet Leon Valley neighborhood that the Basco family says those law enforcement agents broke into their home, handcuffed Mrs. Basco, and traumatized their family.
Every time I see police, I get scared. This is not right. This should not happen. They should not be allowed to get away with this.
This was the scene back on November 15th. Pictures show a closet, bedroom, and front door kicked in. We have an incident summary from BCSO that confirms the raid on that day. Officers serving a narcotics search warrant. One line reading, quote, Deputy Smith notified me that the location was not the right house. And in the supplemental section reading in part, quote, no evidence or contraband was located.
We're going to let a jury decide how much this family is entitled to for compensation. And we're going to let a jury decide how much this family is entitled to as a punitive damage. Punitive damages, punitive awards, are to make sure that this type of thing never happens again.
The family's attorney added the case is expected to take a long time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Max Massey, KSAT 12 News.
We reached out to BCSO for a comment on the suit. They said, quote, we have not been served with any legal process. We will defer to the district attorney's office regarding any ongoing legal matters, end quote.
The suit was filed today, so those listed are expected to be served in the coming days. It's also important to mention Leon Valley Police reached out to us, saying in part, quote, the Leon Valley Police Department was not present during the execution of the search warrant and has no knowledge concerning it or the lawsuit that was filed, end quote.
If you shop on Amazon, you should use Wikibuy. It's a browser extension that automatically compares Amazon's
So with that being said, how does this pertain to your second? You mentioned the fourth, but I don't think the feds stand in there. If they had known, they're saying no. If they had known and studied it, and also known that it's a human right to defend yourself, they should have defended themselves. Like a lot of people, the reason why they do that is because they know that not really any evil will defend themselves against the people in blue. Or, okay, so that is most of the United States are unaware of the right to defend themselves against unjust searches or anything. Kicking down doors, and that without it. For one, it was you in the wrong house. Number two, I didn't hear, even if, once you're in your house, if they don't have a warrant, then they can't go into your house. You have the right to defend yourself, your family, your loved ones, against any invaders, foreign or domestic. This has been Dustin Gower. If you're listening to this, you are resistance.